Today in the IGL podcast, we're talking about virtual reality.
Which is long, for VR, for you acronym fans out there. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Infinite Grenade Launcher podcast. I, of course, am your main host, Timothy McGorry. And with me, of course, is my junior host in training. What's your name again?
I thought you were throwing your voice. I'm Justin Gentile, folks. Thanks for watching.
For like 11 years at this point.
At HollywoodRedux.com.
I'll get that last name eventually.
It's okay. It's always pronounced. You can always pronounce it differently. Like if you want to give it more of like a Latin flair, it could be like Gentile. You know, Justin Gentile.
What I call cultural misappropriation.
Sounds like I play for the Dodgers. Anyway, we are here to talk about some virtual reality today. So take off the goggles, folks, because we're beaming you here to the Hollywood Redux studio.
You're getting all beamed up right now.
Which I guess you could put the goggles on and virtually be here. It's very confusing, folks. So this month is a big VR Expo going on in LA, so we definitely want to tell you guys about that. It's going on August 5th and August 6th. The VR LA Summer Expo happens in downtown Los Angeles.
Or Valera.
If you're one of the cool kids, if you use those acronyms, I think they're called. They should make an acronym for the word acronym. It's so long. Genius. I'm sorry. So that we're going to be attending that. We're going to be getting some demos and some videos, talking to some people there, talking to hopefully some developers too. We can maybe get them into the studio here and interview them, talk about the whole VR process.
I'll be glad handing. I'll be tolerating handing, and I'll be hate handing.
If there's any freebies, this guy got them. Oh, yeah. Lanyards, bags, all that crap. Right for him.
No one convinces a sales rep at a function that they're more interested in buying a product to get a drink ticket faster than this guy.
But, you know, the first VR LA Expo that I went to, I believe it was the first one in downtown. That was where I got my first Google Cardboard. And they gave it to us. That was a great little giveaway that they had there. So I will always give my heart to the VR LA Expo. It is huge now. It is a 2-day event, not just a 1-day event anymore. And there's like over 100 vendors, expos. We're talking about like venture capitalist companies that are there. We're talking about companies that make apps like that you want to put Spotify in your virtual reality.
Capitalism!
It's the wave of the future, folks. So if you want to see us there, maybe tweet at us. Maybe send us a message. If you want to meet up, we can have a little VR sesh meet up. Talk about the IGL in person. That would be cool. I think it would be. He's not even going to be there. He's going to be doing something else.
I'll be there.
Also at Comic-Con, if you guys are going to Comic-Con, shout us out. Let us know.
I'll be there. It's my first time.
Or if you were there, hopefully we said hi. I don't know.
Yeah.
The point being, other VR news. I know you were telling me about a game earlier today.
Comic-Con was great. Because of the timeline.
Depending on when this drops on the YouTube, folks, either Comic-Con was awesome or it's gonna be awesome.
I'm not sure if you read Rebirth, but DC lost 10 years. I think this has something to do with it.
We'll see you there, or we missed you there. You were telling me about a VR game earlier.
They just came out. Well, I'm excited about a couple games. Or they announced. They released the Resident Evil 7 demo, and then I played through that, and that is one of like the billings of like the rollout ones that are going to be there for the PS4.
So right now it's just a first person.
It's like a 10-12 minute like first person perspective where you may or may not jump from two different characters. One of them is someone who's like just wakes up in a house and there's like cryptic notes, and it's very reminiscent of just sort of walking around the first Resident Evil. Even before you don't fire a single shot in the game, it falls under the walking simulation genre.
Oh, your new favorite genre.
It's not. Here's the thing. I'm an old point and click man myself, so I like the mystery. I like
sense
tone
of
and ambience. A great game that like I would love to see in VR that I just finished playing was called Gone Home. I was looking for other sort of those kind of games,
free games.
Well, with the PlayStation Plus, hey, gotta maximize my membership. And that was one of the featured games, and I downloaded it, and it has some supernatural elements, but at its core, it's just kind of like a beautiful love story, sort of set in '95, but you're not even realizing it is that.
And it's very immersive without even being in virtual reality already.
Very true. Like even the process of just like you have to turn on a light. Like I kept feeling like something was going to happen, even though maybe there wasn't the payoff that other people probably playing it like would have felt. But I thought it was beautiful.
You just trained for the jump scare. players. They're trying to like give you some beautiful moment, and you're like, but where's the ghost?
And the main VR announcement, I mean, on the subject of beauty and subtlety, Absolute's producing a Dead Mouse game where...
Whoa! Who's Dead Mouse?
Just Dead Mouse 5. Dead Mouse 5.
Oh, Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse 5.
I know him.
Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse 5. So they have a virtual reality game coming out, you were telling me?
I believe it's like a teaser thing, but I believe he's tracking down the source of missing Absolute vodka crates and shipments that have gone missing.
I thought you were going to say he's just...
As he dips and dives along...
He's dropping the beats, and you have to kind of pick him up.
Eastern European nightmarescape. He looked like he was buying drugs at one point.
Well, what was interesting too, at the end of the demo, or at the end of like the little ad video, whatever, it said, get your headset now at absolute.com/deadmau or whatever. That's very interesting to me. Like, that's going to be kind of a monetizing way, not just your virtual DLC. Now you're going to have to also get your DLC shipped to you to play it.
I will only play the Absolute VR game.
With the Absolute headset.
Only Absolute headset.
Absolutely only that headset.
If there's one thing I know about VR, is that people who make vodka will be the best at it.
That will be super dizzy, actually. I don't know if that would be a good idea.
They're like, yeah, it's nauseous. What problem?
It's a little bit less immersive than the VR game I was showing you earlier, which I don't know if it's a game. Would you call it a game?
Was it Shadow's Regret?
Shadow's Regret?
The Promise of Anthony Bourdain?
No, it was neither of those.
Was it... Sorry.
So apparently VR stands for virtual reality. No, I'm sorry. We're just talking about news. The game was that eating simulator.
Oh my god.
So like it's not a game. Basically what it is
it looks like a thing that rich people would do to just torture themselves.
It looks like something Stanley Kubrick invented. So it looks like it's just like white shapes, and you put it on the table, but one of them's a diffuser, so that's for smells. You can smell your food. One of them you attach to your head, and it's a cranial manipulation device. This sounds horrible. Cranial manipulation device to basically mimic chewing and how that feels. So that the hypothesis of this experience is that if you want to taste and feel the experience of eating Japanese sushi, you'll know more so the mouthfeel and how that... This is the creepiest thing I've ever talked about.
The deep hunger that you will grow and rise and continue to feel will only increase. But hey, look, vapor, a choo-choo machine.
It's so much creepier than VR porn to me. Like, I don't know why. It's just because maybe it's more in depth and it's more just like visceral. It's just very, and if that's the case, I can't. We don't live in a simulation.
Here we go again.
But this is already the beginning of what we have. I'm just saying, folks. I don't know. Right, I'll put my tin hat over there and basically put the goggles back on, folks, because that wraps it up for another fine edition of the IGL podcast for today.
All right.
I would.
I was just, a conversation, much like many roads, is a two-way street. I'm just kidding, buddy. But it just seems like a lot, right? Really quick on that really quick note. It doesn't seem like you're spending $2,000 for the experience of something that you're not even going to eat. Like, isn't that crazy? When I think about that,
every
it's just
game
like
you've
science.
ever bought.
It's like science. Like, come on, like.
Have you ever been a Call of Duty
I'm gonna start
guy?
like a misguided science Reddit. I feel like this is.
That's the nature of fiction.
Have I ever been a nudie guy? I missed that question.
No, Call of Duty guy. I mean, that's what you play that game. You spend $60 at the end of the game, and you're like, but I didn't actually shoot anybody. Like, no, that's the point of the virtual experience. That's the point of the.
Yeah, but then you're fighting like historical wars, future wars, and then zombies, and then that feeds like certain desires. But at the same time,
does it feed those desires, or does it?
I just don't want. I feel like I'm gonna knock stuff over. There's like there look like 20 things on that table that you showed me.
Oh yeah.
I feel like let me go to crash. Oh, there's $800.
I broke my $800 diffuser.
Right. It's the iPhone screen.
Now I can't smell the sushi virtually.
They're made to break.
And that's going to be expensive. I mean, sushi's so expensive already. You think it's just going to be cheaper because it's virtual sushi?
Buy a sandwich. Just get a sandwich. Okay, if you don't like a sandwich, get an egg. If you don't eat eggs, get some soy.
HTC Vive,
Throw it in
Oculus
something.
Rift. How about Subway, folks? Okay? Firehouse Subs.
They've never brought any misguided people to power.
They've never introduced this. Oh man, I just slowly realized what you were talking about. All right, that has got to wrap it up for today. That is the IGL podcast.
I want to give a quick shout out to the people in prison that are making Jared Fogel's life a nightmare.
Hopefully you guys subscribe. Hopefully you subscribe below. If your COs or whatever let you watch us. And since you have a lot of time in prison, watch our other podcasts. Make sure you watch the K-Files or the Writer's Room. You got a lot of time if you're there in a correctional facility.
Definitely check out Justin's. I almost said Homeland, but it's not Homeland.
My Homeland?
The Division. Just to look how cute he is. He's adorable. Sorry. This got dark.
Don't give them stuff in the prison with me being a... I don't want that.
Look at him.
Subscribe below.
He is fresh meat.
My Twitter is Justin_Gentile.
I'm at McGorry's Quest. I could tweet more.
Instagram, too. Tweet more. You've been saying this every week. Just tweet more.
I could tweet more.
He could tweet more, honestly.
Thanks for listening. Definitely check out the other podcasts that are hosted on the Hollywood Redux Network, The Writer's Room, and K-Files. And the upcoming Sandwich Time, where I just review different sandwiches.
Spoilers
that I see on people's plates, and then I get out of that restaurant.
Send us your best sandwiches, folks. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
100 sandwich tips.